Okay, so tonight we're going to be playing some BXD&D using of course, the new old school essentials print of it. I guess this is essentially a same rules, just made in a more, I guess, efficient manner, although much fatter, but I guess smaller this way. So it all adds up to be the same. Really good Gavin Norman product, right? Or necrotic gnome. And we are going to modify the magic system. I'm actually going to be using Wonders and Wickedness, which I've wanted to use forever. We've been messing with it a little bit. It's from Lost Pages. It's a kind of a level-less magic system. So it's pretty fun. We'll see how that works out. And the adventure I'm running is called The Fortress of the Wolf Mother by Mark Vender Hayden. So, yeah, all that said and done, we'll get to it. Essentially, the group here are all, 17 years old. All have the same birthday, coincidentally. Because 17 years ago, there was a catastrophe. The warrior queen, known as the Wolf Mother, who had defended the land for many, many years, was fighting what would be her final battle with the forces of evil, and somehow the evil corrupted, and at the moment where the Wolf Mother was taken by the evil, 4 infants or babies were born, and your characters are those 4 babies. It had been prophesied that you would destroy her upon reaching your 17th year, which your birthdays are tomorrow, because we're starting a day early. And you are traveling to the fortress, which generally is shunned. It's kind of off a trade route, so people will go past it all the time. It's fallen more or less to not to ruin. I mean, it's not falling apart, but it's overgrown, and you can tell that there's nobody coming in and out of it. No people, anyways, coming in and out of it for years and years. You've all been kept separate. You don't know each other really. You know of each other because the sages had feared that there might be some kind of retribution before, a little preemptive strike by some demons or something. You've been kept separately so that, if any of you got killed, there'd still be some to survive. So for all you know, there might have been 10 children. You don't actually know how many, but you know that when you came to meet on this this day, the day before you're kind of going to head into this fortress to meet your destiny, there are 4. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to have you guys each introduce your characters separately, because we're going to kind of play through the last kind of moments or whatever that you're with your guide that's bringing you to the spot. So I'm just going to go, that's probably Young, so I don't see him, but hang tight, Young, it'll come to you. So what we're going to do is, let me unpin myself.
Hey, could everybody hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Stand by. You're about to get introed.
Awesome.
You look good. Okay, so I'm actually going to start with the first person on my screen. Tony, you introduce your character. Let me just get it kind of visually, and then we're going to have like a moment, because you're going to receive a gift from your village elder. So tell me a little bit about the village elder and a little bit about your character.
Yeah, following with the village elder is this female that she stands maybe 5'6". She's very small build, but very athletic. You can tell she has well toned her body through the years, maybe knowing what the upcoming nights are going to hold. She has this flowing red hair that comes down to shoulder length. She has painted some type of blue runes across her forehead to indicate probably something of her family lineage and all that. She's very quiet, a very beautiful girl, though. Slung over her shoulder is this large battle axe that she carries, wearing this what appears to be homemade type of leather armor, but is well made, though, with hand axes at her side on her belt. She's walking along, looking at the village elder, and she turns and she says, "Well, my father, he's prepared me for this. I wish he was still here to hear the story when I return. But unfortunately, his time was taken before now. But I promise I will do my best, and destiny will bring me back, I hope." I am playing Elda, the daughter of Rodan, human fighter.
So the elder looks to you and takes from his sack this kind of like strip of leather, maybe 3 inches wide, and he begins to etch into it with a kind of a strange stone, almost like glowing dust is coming off of it a bit. And you see that he etches what is essentially the signs of your name and your father's. And he comes to you and ties it around your upper arm. And he says, "The spirit of your father will help keep you safe on this journey." And then he kind of looks down at the ground almost without anything else to say, and then turns and walks away. And that is going to transform your leather armor into +2 leather.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll go to Scott. Give a little brief intro of your character. Scott? You're muted, I think.
There we go. Name is Oprix. He's a rotund, happy kind of guy. He's a magic user. Always quick with an ale in his hand.
Nice. So you're being led by the possibly maybe one of the teachers or sages from your school to kind of this crossroads where you're going to have to travel alone now to meet the rest of the party. And he opens a small wooden box and pulls forth something. You've probably seen this before. It's been something they keep at the school. It has some history associated with it. It's a wand. They're not. You know that it's a wand of paralyzation, so it casts a cone of energy that can paralyze. What you do not know is how many charges you have. He hands it to you and he says, "Use this and be well, young man." And then he kind of looks and walks away. So you have the wand of paralyzation.
Wow. Okay.
Let's see. I'm sorry, what was the character's name again?
Oprix.
Oprix. Okay. And Crystal.
Many nights ago, on a cold winter's eve, a baby was born in a small ice town. The priests gathered around her, for they saw that she had a great destiny laid before her, and she lay sleeping in her mother's arms, tightly wound and swaddling. The priest said, "You shall be called Anna, for you shall be the wisest of your brothers and sisters." 17 years later, Anna now stands before the priest. She kneels obediently, awaiting the blessings of the elder one, for she knows what she must do.
Excellent. So the old priest looks at you. You've known all your life when you've interacted with him and trained that he's always carried this kind of gnarled wooden staff, partially to walk with because he's quite old. But you have noticed that it had various runes carved into it. He now takes this staff and puts it forth to you, and he says to you, "Return to me with this when your quest has been complete, for it is your destiny. In this staff, you may heal." And he hands you the staff, which is a staff of healing. The way that works is that it heals 1d6 plus 1. There's no charges, but you can only heal somebody once a day. So basically, you can heal each person once, including yourself. Or any other people you encounter, I suppose.
Okay. She will bow gratefully and say, yes, this shall be returned to you, whether I return or not.
Yep. Finally, Young. Let's hear about your character.
So Gunnar Wolf is his name. Gunnar wears a red tunic stained with mud and dried blood over his plate mail. He's a well-built youth. He looks quite healthy and athletic with a bad haircut. That's cropped a bit too high. He shifts around looking quite awkward as he's like a 17-year-old youth. And his face is grimy and covered in pimples. He scowls a bit as he opens his mouth. Gunnar's voice cracks due to his puberty, and he says, "Sage, I'm ready for my quest." Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Okay, so the sage takes your sword from you. He asks you for your sword, and in its place, he hands you a quite ancient blade. It's actually not like normally your sword is this big shiny sword. You're probably proud of it. It's kind of almost like a greenish gray in color, and you can see there's some writing on it that you can't really make out. And when he hands it to you, you feel it's very light and very kind of balanced in your hand. And he says, "This sword will guide you well on your quest." And he hands it to you. It's a +1 sword. It has a special power, which I will mention if it comes into play.
What is the blade's name, O Sage?
Each man must name his own blade. When you become a man, you may name this blade.
He nods firmly.
Okay, so then each of you walk off down these kind of paths towards where that you're supposed to meet the others, and you come in contact. You're basically standing, as you arrive. You know how sages work things out. You basically all kind of walk out at the same time. You're looking down into a valley where this fortress is. It's kind of it's got steep sides, which are on one end of. You can see at the very end of the valley, you see the fortress, and then behind it is impassable, like a steep rock. It's pretty well fortified. You see though that it is quite old, and maybe you passed it as children. Like I said, this is a pretty common trade route, but now as the sun is beginning to set on the night that you're supposed to enter this fortress, maybe it looks a little more intimidating or gloomy than it had in the past. You can see there's a winding trail that leads down to the front gates, and where there was probably a moat. It looks like it's been filled in with dirt and bushes and stuff growing, although there's still a drawbridge that is open and sitting as you head towards the fortress. It doesn't take you long, but by the time you're down there, you can see that now the sun is creeping low in the sky. The moon has not risen yet. There's going to be this beginning part of the night where the darkness is coming. And you're looking basically across it actually stinks of rot. And now that you're closer, you can see that the moat isn't full of dirt. It's more like kind of swampy, but it's right up to the top of the drawbridge, which looks to still be solid from what you can tell, though the water is definitely starting to eat away at the edges of it. Just past the drawbridge, you see there is a portcullis. It is open a little bit, about 2 feet off the ground, and it looks very rusty. There's no light anywhere aside from your glowing smiles. So what do you guys want to do?
Let us be wary. I sense evil things ahead for us. perhaps we should walk over this bridge one at a time. It seems to be very rickety. I do not trust that it would hold all of us.
One at a time, and no one trusts how deep that moat might be. It might only look a few inches deep in muck, but it could go all the way.
The heaviest one wearing the heavy armor should go first as she looks towards Gunner.
Well, then I'll take the point. You guys fall back, all right? Be careful. And Gunner takes the point.
As you go across, take this end of the rope with you.
You got it. No problem. He takes the end of the rope and he starts walking in first.
Okay, yeah, I mean, the drawbridge is, you actually feel it kind of, you've probably been on like rafts and boats and stuff before. You can feel that the water is, the swampy water is enough around it that it's kind of almost floating the wood a bit, so it's kind of like a little sponge as you walk. It doesn't crack or anything though, and you're able to move across. It's like probably a little bit odd, maybe a few steps that you take, some water kind of comes up between the boards, but you're able to make it to the other side. And, there's only about 20 feet or so, like I said before, you see these very, very steep walls and a portcullis, which is open a bit. So you're across.
Elder looks towards the other two and says, I will cover our rear. I will make sure nothing sneaks up behind us as we're crossing. You two go on.
I am wearing chainmail, so I shall go next. And she'll pull the rope back from Gunther, and then she's gonna actually tie it around her waist and continue to make her way across the bridge.
Okay, yeah, for sure. And you guys are holding the other end of it, I guess, to make sure that I guess that was implied by Scott. Yeah, so you're able, once again, you make it across. You can definitely feel that the water is creeping up through this thing, and it's, like I say, it's very spongy, but it doesn't break or anything. Maybe some more water comes up onto the actual the surface, but nothing that would harm you. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, when she gets to the other side, she unties the rope and kind of tosses it back so that the next person can start coming over. How much space is there for us on this portcullis?
Before you get to it, or underneath it?
Yeah, I mean, we're standing at it, so
yeah.
Is it
how much solid ground is there in front of it?
Yeah, is it solid ground here?
Yeah, there's about 20 feet.
Okay, all right.
So there's enough for everyone. We'll make our way across one at a time.
Okay. Yeah, you guys do. You take your time, use the rope, as secure as possible. Probably by the time the last person crosses, the entire, drawbridge itself is soaking wet because it's been bobbing up and down. But it's, again, it doesn't break or anything. You feel pretty confident that it will be fine when you come back, if you come back, I suppose. And yeah, so as you're kind of gathering on the other side, what you can see is again this portcullis. It's about 20 or so foot wide, maybe 25 feet. It's pretty low though. It's only about 15 feet of drop. It is open a bit though. It's open about 2 feet, and beyond you can see there's kind of a space that is let's say about 15-20 feet deep. And if you were to look up, you'll see that it's got a pretty tall ceiling, and you can see the classic murder holes in the ceiling where people would be able to drop things down on intruders. But beyond, on ground level, beyond forward, there's a second portcullis, which is completely closed. And it's not dark yet, so I guess you can probably see that one, it looks like that somebody or something has dug under it. So even though it's closed all the way to the ground, it looks like that probably, maybe people in the heavier armor are going to have a little bit more trouble, but you should be able to get in your belly and crawl under it if you so desire. So you don't think it's really stopping you at this point.
Gunnar looks around and says, should I try lifting up that portcullis?
Before that, how big are the holes in the portcullis? Could I stand a lantern through the holes?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And then before we do that, Anna would like to go ahead and light up her lantern, and she'd like to just put it through on the other side so that we have plenty of light. And then she'll say, you know, let's all live together, you know, not put it off on one person.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could have also just stuck it on. I mean, it's raised 2 feet. You could have just stuck it on this side anyway. You could have just stuck it underneath. So you put your lantern on the other side of the thing. It's, you know, it's a lantern is definitely going to light up that whole area. Not quite all the way to the ceiling, but there's enough kind of ambient light still that you can see. Again, the ceiling's about 30 foot high here. You don't see any doors, or I mean, this is pretty classic. Anybody who's probably a fighter that's, you know, or anybody who's been around kind of castles or fortresses, you know, it's basically a big block. You know, you've got stone on either side of you, and you got the 2 portcullises there. It's basically designed to prevent people from coming in.
Does the inner portcullis look as rusted and broken as the outer?
It does. I mean, it doesn't look like you could just smack it and it would fall apart, but it definitely looks like it's not been maintained, and, you know, probably since you were born.
I think Anna's idea is great. We could all chip in together and try to lift this portcullis. Shall we do it in a count of 3? All 4 of us?
What's the worst that can happen besides breaking it?
Yeah, that's what I figure. I'm ready, guys. He walks up there and grabs one of the cells.
So this is hold on. You're gonna the outside one, the one you're gonna try to lift it.
No, I mean we're through the first one, right? And
You are.
Well, we could. That's his plan, is to everyone crawl through.
Okay.
Is everyone following that plan?
Yeah.
Crawl through the 2-foot gap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I thought we were going to try and lift the first one, but yeah, we can just crawl through it. That'll be fun.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you can do that. I mean, you know, you get dirty or whatever. You're on the ground. It's packed dirt, so you're not, you know, you're dusty more so than anything else. You crawl in there, and you know you're between the 2 portcullises, and you move forward. Yeah, you can try to lift it. Why not? Geez. Okay, so it's going to be -4 to open it. I mean, that's the base chance. So what kind of strength bonuses do you have?
I got +2.
Okay, so -2.
I got +2 as well.
This is 0.
I have none.
Okay, so you're just not quite strong. I mean, you try. You know, you'd have to roll a 0 on a 1 to 6 to open it. So you can't. You know, you try, and it's really, really stuck. You know, and now that you're up here too, like I said, you can see that this thing is something or somebody has worked their way out, because it's kind of like there's a dug hole, kind of in you know, off to one side slightly. It's probably like 3-ish feet wide at the top, and it goes down, so it's rounded to maybe like 2-ish feet at the bottom, and it's probably about 2.5 feet deep. So I mean, you think a human could probably squeeze through there? It's just not going to be easy. And also, because you're standing here, you can see out into this courtyard, and the courtyard is about to get to the main building that you can see that's out in front of you is about 150 feet. Between you and it, the only thing you see is kind of a fountain, and it's pretty quiet here, and you can just barely hear like a trickling sound, like there's water coming from the fountain.
It looks pretty deserted in there. Do you think I can fit through that hole? Gunnar points to the little gap between the ground and the portcullis.
You've got on quite a bit of armor, right?
Yeah, he does.
Well, maybe you should go second, and someone can help pull if you get stuck, and push from behind.
I think that's a good idea. I wouldn't have thought of that before. He scratches his head.
You see Elda move up and says, I will go first on the other side and help pull you through if you cannot make it.
Well, yeah, you know, you being in light armor, you don't have a problem. You know, you probably have to get on your back and just kind of like slide under. Maybe your axe is the hardest thing to get through there. Being nobody's seen the picture but me, I guess. It's like gigantic.
Oh, I took it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this foolish act. So you get through with this with your axe. You're able to get through, and it's deathly quiet. But roll a d6.
3.
Oh, good. You hear almost as soon as you kind of get yourself up, you're like patting off the dirt. You hear. Actually, what do you hear? 1 second. You hear you hear like the scuffing of feet kind of walking towards you.
Yeah, is there still some lantern light where she can see somewhat, or?
Yeah, you can see the lights kind of pouring out past you, and maybe you and probably if you turn to look, everybody else will probably look in that direction as well. And as the thing crests the lantern light, you see that a leg steps in, and this leg is clad in armor, but not skin, as it's a skeleton. So what does everybody want to do? I'm just going to go in order. We're going to state our actions, then we're going to roll initiative. So what is I'm sorry, Tony, what does your character want to do?
Elda is going to, seeing that it's a skeleton, she's just going to charge straight into it and hopefully chop it in half with that axe.
Okay. How about Scott?
Help shove the next guy through the hole.
Okay. Crystal.
Can I still turn undead?
Yeah, you can turn undead, sure.
Okay. I'm going to grab my holy symbol and turn undead.
Okay. And what about young Gunner? What's he going to do? You're on this side. What do you want to do this round? Young?
His deal keeps showing muted and then unmuted.
You're losing?
Yeah, I think he's losing his audio. All right, stand by. You're on the other side of the fence anyways. There's probably not much you can do unless you have a missile weapon. All right, so go ahead. I'm just going to do...
I think the plan was for him to go second, so...
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so he's probably starting to push his way through. So the way I'm going to do initiative is I'm just going to have one person roll until they lose, and then we'll go to the next person. So I'll start with Crystal. So D6 for the side for initiative. Ooh, skeleton got a 5.
I got a 2.
A 2? Okay. Skeletons move. Let me see. The lantern light is sheds light in a 30-foot radius. I want to see if that's within the movement of a skeleton during combat. I don't know how fast they're. Let me just quickly look. 20. It scampers so it actually can't get all the ways to you this round. So it's just going to move up on you. I will get your name right by the end of it. Elda.
No, all right.
Yeah, it can't get to you. So, I mean, you'll have to move forward a little bit to get to it, but you can step like a bit forward and swing at it.
Oh, yeah, that's what she
get
did.
about 10 feet away from you, which is not melee range.
Yeah, she most definitely move on to engage it.
Okay. Missile goes first. Was anybody going to shoot a missile weapon? No, right? Then magic. So that would be a turn undead as well. So let's see that first. So Crystal, go ahead and make your turn undead attempt. It's 2d6.
Okay. So Anna takes out her holy symbol and says, "By the wolf mother, come no further. Turn away," and rolls a 9.
Okay, awesome. Actually, yeah, that's you. Well, technically, you roll 2d6 to see how many hit dice, but it's only one skeleton. So, you raise your holy symbol, and the skeleton turns, and so it's clearly going to go away. You could still swing at it if you want.
Oh yeah, Elda's still going after it.
Okay. But if you attack it and you don't kill it, then it's going to turn back around, obviously.
Yeah, she doesn't. Her wisdom is not too good, so she's definitely going after it. Armor class 3 for 9.
Yeah, so the skeleton turns, to walk away, and you just hit it really, really hard with the axe, and it shatters in pieces everywhere over the courtyard. You guys hear like as the pieces are just like scattering across the courtyard, and then there's like a breath, and then you can just hear that fountain trickling again, and they're all quiet again.
Did it have some type of weapon, or was it just unarmed?
Yeah, it was wielding a sword.
Yeah, she'll pick the sword up, and take a look at it while everybody else is probably coming through.
Okay. It's like a guard sword, like a kind of a short sword. It's a bit rusty. Looks like it's not ancient, It's probably like you've probably seen swords like this in better shape in your life because it's like an older type of sword, but it's not an ancient sword by any means.
Yeah, she'll just look at it and then throw it back on the ground.
Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and I'll just do it. Roll a d6, Young, to see if you get through You're gonna get through eventually. I just want to see all.
I got 5.
All right, so it takes you a while.
So,
doing the check.
seeing that Elda has went after that skeleton, he's screaming. It's like, Elda, I'm still stuck back here. You promised to pull me out from the other side.
Yeah, so that took long enough that I actually had to roll you for wandering monster. And let's see. Oh, apparently something likes bones, and that something. Oh, actually, roll a d6 to see if you're surprised, Tony, because you're the only one on that side so far.
4.
4, you are not. Okay, so there are. Oh, that's less good for you. You hear a growl, and as you look, you see the eyes glint up from some beast in the shadows. It seems to be maybe it was just kind of walking through the darkness, and then it kind of smelled you, so it's staying back. It's out of your light for sure. You notice actually there's 3 of them. Well, 3 sets of eyes, so 6 eyes that you see. But they're probably like 30, 40 feet away at least, beyond the lights, probably like 50 feet away.
Yeah, she stays, about halfway with, 10 or 15 foot of lantern light that's reflecting in front of her and is just standing there gripping her axe two-handed, facing towards the eyes, watching.
Okay. Assuming that, then you stop, so you're not helping them anymore, so you guys aren't making a lot of noise. After, a couple of minutes, the creatures seem to move on. And then you can finish pulling Gunner through the hole.
You need to learn to get yourself through these deals. There's not always going to be someone like me to help you.
Well, good thing that you're still there. And then finally, Gunnar pops out on the other side.
Okay. How petite is your character, Crystal? You're in chainmail, but I don't think that should be too bad. So you guys can, unless you're a big burly.
No, I didn't write down her size or anything, but in her image, she seems fairly fat.
Either way, it doesn't really. And clearly, the one is wearing robes or whatever. So, after a few more minutes, you're all able to kind of pull yourselves through. And again, you're standing in this kind of large courtyard. To the, because you've got this bit of the stars or just the residual light, I guess, coming from the end of the day. You can kind of see, like I say, out in front of you, this building. About halfway between you and the building is this fountain. You can just barely hear it dripping. The building is just a huge stone keep. It's a couple stairs going up to it, and you see just a large wooden doors across the way. That's basically a side to side. The space is so large, wherever that creature went, you can't see it anymore.
Keep your lantern close in case they come back.
Are any of those bones, are they still on the ground?
The skeleton bones? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can the rest of us squeeze through the opening?
No. Yeah. I think the other person who would have trouble squeezing through would have been the armored person. So I just assumed the rest of you squeezed through unless you didn't want to.
I'm gonna like to just splash a little holy water over those bones. just to make sure the face stay down.
All right, so you're gonna expend holy water on the bones.
Would I have to expend a whole holy water to do that?
I mean, no, not necessarily. You can use as much as you want, but then it's not going to be a whole vial when you throw it at something or whatever you do later.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I don't know how big a vial of holy water is. No, I mean, I guess if the creature is much more from that.
Okay, yeah, I mean, just keep track of it. So you can use one that you just use to sprinkle on stuff, and then the rest for throwing. But just keep that in mind.
Gunnar looks at the splinters and says, "Whoa, nice work, Elda. All by yourself, you shattered this like some kind of old twig or splinter."
She just looks at you but doesn't say anything.
And he looks pretty clueless and says, "So, should we go? Which way?"
We got to check out this fountain, right?
Well, all right, if you say so.
All right, so yeah, you guys can move up to the fountain. Like I said, it's about halfway between. It's kind of on your way. So as you approach it, it seems to be maybe it's made of some kind of like dark marble. As you get closer, you can see the veining in it. It looks like maybe quite expensive. It's pretty simple in design. It's just a bowl, very well carved. But you do see that there's the fountain itself is a wolf that's kind of like up baying, and out of the mouth is where the water would squirt. But it's barely just like dripping down its face now, almost like the wolf is just drooling. And there's some wolf cubs also carved into the fountain below it, and the water's kind of dripping down onto their faces and then into the fountain itself.
Elda puts her palm out and lets the water drip into her palm and just lets it touch her skin.
Okay. It feels kind of cool. Like you think maybe well water would feel.
Yeah, and then she just, lets it fall into the fountain and sniffs her hand.
Yeah. It doesn't smell, it smells like nothing like water. It doesn't smell like the nasty water out there. It smells clean, actually.
Maybe you can refill your water skin, Gunnar.
I was just thinking of doing the same thing. And he actually puts his face right down below that drizzling water, opens his mouth, and takes a gulp.
Okay. Yeah. You definitely could do that. So yeah, you get under it, and you let some of the water fall onto your face and into your mouth. It's cool and refreshing, kind of like a fresh out of the well kind of thing.
Hey, the water tastes pretty good. He uncorks his water skin and starts filling it up.
Anna just looks at him with a bit of disdain and like that's a horrible idea, and kind of moves past him.
Being completely oblivious to any others, he fills it up and closes it, puts it behind into his pack, and says, "Whoa, that was super refreshing. I'm ready to go. What about you guys?"
As long as you don't get the green apple quick step from that, we'll be fine.
Green apple what?
The green apple quick step.
What's that?
You'll know when you get it.
Jeez. Okay. All right, so you guys, you're moving towards the building now, I guess?
Yeah, let's get away from the fountain at this point. We didn't see anything laying in the fountain besides water.
Nope. No, it seems to if you stare at it for a few minutes, it seems to continue to pour into it, but the water never seems to go up or down. There's not much water in it, but it doesn't seem to fill up, nor does it drain anywhere. It just kind of sits there.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I think Anna's probably leading the way now, since I said she moved past Gunnar as he was filling up his water bottle.
Okay. Yeah. You head towards the building. It's what you would imagine for a keep. It's very, very solid looking. There's not even any arrow slits or anything like that at any range that you can see with the light that you have now. You do see large doors. They are wood. They seem to be reinforced with metal. Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna. Let's see. Let's see. She's gonna take out her shield, and she has the lamp in her free hand. So she's gonna take out her shield with her other hand and like pull it close, and then she'll kind of look to Gunmar to like open up the door if you can.
Gunnar, as he thought no one was watching, so he was actually popping his zits, and you catch him wincing as he does so, and all of a sudden he looks surprised and says, "Oh, me?" And he steps up and says, "You want me to open this?" And like a good boy, he does as he's told.
Okay, the door is stuck, so you'll need to make an open doors check.
Need to cop kick it.
You got it, Oprix. I'm gonna kick this. All right. He rears back and kicks it as hard as he can. Do I roll 1d6?
Yeah, d6, and then you get a +2, right? So you're 1 to 4. You can open it.
Yep, I got 3 plus 2. That's 5.
No, you don't add the 2. The 2 goes to the chance. So normally you'd have a 1.
Oh, okay.
Chance, so you have a 1 in 4 chance. So you got a 3. So you got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got 3.
Yeah, you kick the door. It doesn't go flying open, but clearly, your strength of your leg and the weight of your armor pushes the door open. And one of the 2 large doors swing open, and you're looking into kind of a large-ish room. It's you can't see all the ways back into it because of your lantern light or whatever, but you can see that it goes beyond the light in every direction. But after about 10 foot in or so, directly in front of you, there's a large table, and on the table, you see several animals that are kind of frozen in particular poses. You see a fox and a rabbit, and you also see some kind of large bird, and they're kind of sitting on this table. The fox looking like it's going to pounce on the rabbit rearing back fearfully, and the bird just kind of like chilling there.
Like taxidermy animals, or
yeah, with the couple seconds of your eyes adjusting, you can tell that they're the taxidermy.
Gunnar is clueless and looks to Oprix and says, "What are they, Oprix? Are they under some kind of magical effect?"
no, they're dead and stuffed with wool.
Oh, he just looks so
Are they
disappointed.
in good shape, or they look decrepit and old?
No, they actually look like new. Like, in fact, if when you approach the table to look, you can even see that there's a few other tables in the back that have some like fresher kills. So basically, like, you can still see blood on it and stuff. And there is a bit of like that coppery smell of blood in the room. And there's tools here. There's like things to sew them up, and there's like small gems they use for the eyes, and there's some knives and stuff and scalpels and such in the room.
Well, if they're still skinning and salting these things, and there's somebody still here.
Gunnar draws his sword and looks around.
Don't see much. I mean, as you're kind of exploring the room a bit, it's roughly 70 or so feet square. It's a squared out room. You see several of these tables here. There's also kind of a grate in the center of the floor that looks like it's stained heavily with blood. So they probably cut the creatures there and drained them. And in the far right hand side of the room, you see an archway that seems to lead off into wherever it leads off to. You can't tell in the scope there.
That's the only exit we see.
Mm-hmm. You just see that as far as an exit.
Elda, Oprix, Anna, where should we go?
Bring the lantern over here.
Yeah. Anna will bring the lantern.
To the opening? To the arch, rather?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like it goes down the hallway. It goes about 30 or so feet, and then it turns to the right. And so basically, just the end of your lantern light, you can see the hallway looks like it's ending, and turning.
It looks like it turns to the right. Shall I lead the way?
No, you're too valuable to get hurt. I'll lead the way. And Gunnar braces himself with the shield and slowly walks forward and turns right.
You're going first? Who's
Yeah.
next? Let's just establish a marching order now so we don't have to worry about it later. So Gunnar's first.
Elda will bring up the rear to keep the rear guard on him.
Okay. So I'm assuming magic user is 3. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of classic. And then clerics 2. Okay. All right, so you move forward. You have the party's moving together, right? You're not going by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you move up, so the lanterlight's following you clearly. When you get up and you kind of peer around the corner to the right, just almost immediately as you're looking around the corner, this is about a 10-foot wide corridor. You see a small table. It would be on the left-hand wall now as you come across, and on this table that's sitting against the wall, almost like the kind of table that you would see like guards might sit at when they're waiting, if they're guarding an area. You see two chairs. On the table is a chess set. It looks like it's set up for a game. It looks like it's in the middle of a game.
Gunnar, after taking a look around the corner, he relays that information. There's a chess set. Oprix, maybe it looks like someone was playing a game.
I would like to move up and look at the chess set. And she'd like to look over it and see if she were going to make a move, like what would be the next best move to make.
Okay. I mean, what's your intelligence?
11.
Okay. Roll d20 under your intelligence, I guess.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
Okay, nice. Yeah, you think that you're like just thinking of the move you're going to make, and you kind of reach down to do it, and the piece moves on its own, and the black piece moves and puts the white piece in check.
Oh, did you say that?
Gunnar has his mouth open, and he whispers, "Magic!"
Also, slightly further down the corridor, like if you were to continue down, you see a door. At the end of the hall, basically. Another 20 or so feet.
Maybe you should let Oprix make a move on the board and see what happens.
She will nod to Oprix.
I'll take the other color
Okay.
and move out of check.
Okay. You do that. And then a couple of those seconds go by, and then the black piece again moves on its own, successfully kind of maneuvering you back into check.
I guess you win this round, Anna.
I don't know. Maybe Oprix is playing against someone else, or playing against the board itself. Even. Let's try and beat the board. And
Should we beat the board or should we reset the table?
Are we sure that there's no one that's hidden by magic? Maybe there's an invisible chess player lurking around in this room.
Anna will take her lamp and kind of wave it over the chairs and over the board itself, not hitting the pieces, just waving her lamp side to side. And assuming she doesn't hit anything, she'll be like, "Nope, no one's there."
Yeah, you don't hit anything physical. If you just
yeah. And she'll say to Oprix, "Do you think you could beat the game as it is?"
Maybe.
Awesome.
How about we try and cheat, see what happens? Make an illegal move and see if it corrects you.
When Gunnar says that about invisible people there, Elda is going to kick both of the chairs over. Like if somebody was sitting in them, they would fall out of the chair.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, the chairs clatter to the ground noisily. You don't hear anybody, remark that they were on the chairs. And the sound they make sounds like they're empty. Like you don't hear the weight of somebody hitting the ground.
There's no one here, Gunnar.
Yeah, magic always makes me a little bit nervous.
Try and make an illegal move to get out of check.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. and then again you wait a couple seconds, and the move that you make it resets itself. It like slides back.
Okay. So you want me to try and beat this mystery opponent, huh?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what would happen. You seem the most qualified here.
Well, we didn't come here to play a game of chess. I think it may be just distracting us from what we're here to do.
I don't know. There's something to it. I'll pull out my flask of wine and take a nice swallow and set the chair back up, and I aim to beat this game.
Okay. Go ahead and do like a d20 under your int. I'll say
3.
Oh wow. Yeah, you were in check, but you do a series of moves, and yeah, you actually recover the whole. Like you end up beating you win basically. It takes a little bit. Of course, you guys are all watching, and there's many moves that go on while it's happening. But yeah, in the end, you put the black in checkmate. And when you do, like you basically put it in the move and you say checkmate or whatever, the black, king, right, falls over. I don't play chess. Falls over like you're supposed to do. And just as that happens,
Can I do something, Daniel, while that was going on, or?
Go for it.
Well, I was just going to say, Elda was going to holler at Gunner and say, "Let's go down to this door and see if we hear anything." And she was going to move on down to that door and just, kind of stand there and listen at that door while they were playing that game.
All right, sure.
Yeah, Gunnar would have done the same thing.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you don't really hear anything at the door. Let's see.
It's probably boring. Probably boring to watch anyway for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're guarding, which is smart. All right, so
Anna is actually watching the game pretty intently, and like as it ends, she's basically like she congratulates. She's like, "Wow, I really thought that the board had you there, like a few times, like very impressive."
Well, when I found out you couldn't cheat, and I figured they couldn't cheat either, so I had it.
as you're basking in your victory, you hear a low growl, and you turn, and coming kind of from basically behind you, from the direction of the arch. You probably, if you're in that corner, you probably just see the heads of two very, very skinny, mangy-looking wolves, and they growl viciously at you. And let's see, what do you want to do? I'll just go. I'm just going to keep doing the same way I always do. So, Tony, what do you want to do? You're about 40-ish feet away with the chess set and table and the cleric and the magic user.
So I probably haven't heard them yet.
You hear the growl, but all that's between you. You probably don't necessarily see them, but you definitely heard it's pretty loud.
Yeah, she'll start jogging back to where the other Oprix and Anna are. Then, and hearing there's something coming up from behind them, she'll start jogging back to their area.
All right, charge it that way, that direction. Cool. How about Anna? You're close enough to interact with the wolves if you want. What do you want to do?
Anna will simply she's going to step in front of the wizard, whose name I forgot for a second. And she raises her, she's just basically going to when she does that, wave the lantern light, the fire at the wolves and kind of be like, get back.
Okay, you can try to scare them off. Okay. And how about
basically.
How about Obrix?
Get the table we're playing chess on between me and the wolves.
Okay, so you're gonna leap on the other side of the table or something. Okay, that's fine. And how about Gunter? You're also down at the end of the hallway with the other fighter.
Yeah, Gunnar runs back and says, "Hey, they're wolves."
Okay, so you're gonna charge back. Okay, let's roll initiative. So Crystal, you won last time, right? So you still get to go. Actually, no, they won. So Tony, you won.
All right.
3 for the wolves.
I had a 2.
Okay, well, they're going first. All right. So you don't get a chance to do the things that you said. Well, you're going to do those things, just not right now. The wolves are going to attack because they're viciously hungry, and there's 2 of you there, so each of you are going to get a wolf on you because they're faster than you. Meaning Anna and Oprix. So first wolf jumps at Anna, rolling a 19, which certainly hits. I don't have to look. 3 points of damage as the wolf bites into you. You're like reaching to get your shield, and it jumps up and catches your other arm or whatever as you're starting to spin. And you take 3 points of damage as the wolf digs into your arm. A second wolf.
Do I manage to hold on to my lantern or like?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, that's fine. You don't. It wasn't like a full. It wasn't max damage or anything. The second starving wolf, as you're trying to like clamber over the table, Oprix is going to try to bite your butt, I guess. With a 13 is probably going to hit you because you don't have any armor on. Let's see. That's going to hit.
AC is 8.
Yeah, now hits AC 5. Okay, so you're also going to get hit by a wolf. Oof. Ooh, 4 points. That's a pretty serious bite in the butt. You can see these wolves are like I said, mangy and starving and thin and what have you. Okay, so I guess magic. There's nobody's doing magic. Nobody's doing missiles. So you're trying to intimidate the wolf. So I'll give it a morale check. Let's see. Morale is there. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you do that. It bites you in the arm, and you just swing the lantern back, and it rears back in fear. Maybe the starving wolves have gotten enough blood that they needed, or whatever. But you can see that that they seem to be like they seem to be backing up. They can't back up right now because it's not the next turn yet. But it seems like you're scaring them with the lantern. And the 2 fighters run up. So you guys come up onto these. And of course, Oprah can get on the other side of the table. So essentially, at the beginning of this next round, you've got these 2 wolves backing away, the cleric swinging the lantern at them mightily, and the 2 wolves are backing up. So what does everybody want to do?
Gunnar wants to chuck.
Clobbering time for me. I'm going after him with the axe.
Okay.
Gunnar's going to chuck, a piece of ration into the far corner.
All right, so you got to dig in your bag to get that? So you're going to pull out rations? Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to bring the wand to bear.
Okay. You want to use it? Or you just Okay. So that'll go at magic. What about Crystal? Sorry, Anna. What's your plan for this round?
Yeah, I mean, she's just gonna keep. She'll back up a little bit, I guess. Yeah, I mean, basically she's gonna keep swinging the lantern. I mean, she can't really pull her weapon right now unless she puts the lantern down, and this wolf better. So she'll just keep trying to intimidate them.
Gunnar, while he's digging through the pack, he's gonna yell, "It's just dumb, hungry animal. Throw some food at it, and it's gonna go away." I think.
Okay, so Scott, let's roll initiative D6. Oh, Wolf got a 1.
3.
Great. All right, you guys go first. So there's no missile, so I guess and nobody's really moving, so magic would go first. So your wand is going to go first. So you're going to blast them with the wand. So they get a saving throw. Okay. Wolf saves as... Why does that make any sense? Oh, I see why they did that. That's weird. Oh, that can't be right. I'm sorry, I'm using this new the way they do the monsters here is very strange. It doesn't look like it lists the saving throw. I mean, usually it's just the fighter of the equal hit dice, but let's see. Save.
I know in White Box I
see what they did. Okay, I see.
Minus.
No. What they actually did was they didn't just do what they. Okay, that's actually very good. How it did it? They actually listed all the saving throws instead of saying as a fighter. They listed the actual numbers. I was like, what are all these numbers? Usually it just says like fighter 1 or whatever. So Oh, that's good. So now I know exactly what the saving throw is. So wand, spells or wands would be 16. All right, so first wolf, paralyzed. Second wolf, paralyzed. Okay, so the wand comes to bear, and the two wolves, they're backing up a bit. They and freeze. Elda, you chop one wolf's head off or whatever you want. I mean,
she runs straight into one, not knowing what else going on, just swings that axe.
Yeah, I mean, you're attacking it; it's completely helpless. So you definitely slay the first wolf. And we're basically out of combat in a sense because they're frozen for like 6 turns or something like that. So I mean, you would know that with the wand. So you can just kill the wolves if you want, or wolf if you want.
Yeah, she turns around and sees Gunner, still digging in his backpack, not knowing what he's doing. So she goes ahead and kills the second one also.
Okay, yeah, you can take the wolf out, no problem. You can see that these wolves look like they haven't eaten in like a long time, and they're very. Like I said, they're like mangy and kind of like you could see just like their faces, like they're missing hair on them and there's big chunks. They look like maybe they fought each other sometimes.
She'll drag their bodies back out to the courtyard then, out of the area where they're at.
Okay, yeah, you can do it. You drag them out. It doesn't take that long. So you drag them through the taxidermy room and then throw them out in the courtyard. Yeah, that shouldn't take. I'll say. I mean, the combat in total takes 1 turn. And then that can be included as part of the combat. So you have defeated the chessboard. When all this finishes up, and you guys are kind of like she is dragging the bodies out. You look, and the chessboard it's now folded itself up, and is sitting. It's like in like a nice little box with like there's like a nice beautiful box engraved with your name on it, Obrix.
Well, that'll fetch me a pint or two.
Mm-hmm. So you can, if you want to take it, you can. It's on the table. So by the time
I'll scoop that up.
Okay, so chess set. It's worth about 60 gold pieces. It's more than a pint or two.
Gunnar looking completely disappointed that he just pulled out a good ration for no reason. Looks around and takes a bite. Like, yeah, might as well.
Okay, so when the party reforms or reassembles, you're basically in this hallway. There's a door at one end that you haven't explored, or you can go back the way you came. I guess that's the taxidermy room.
Yeah, that's the door that Gunnar and I listened at.
That's right. You listen to the door. You did not hear anything. It's a pretty solid door. I mean, it's pretty clear, especially to the fighters who probably have some experience with this. This is probably some kind of guard station. So this is like an internal door, but it's a pretty heavy door. So maybe that's why you didn't hear anything, or maybe there's nothing on the other side.
Open it up, Gunnar, and I'll cover our rear again.
Gunnar kicks it, tries to kick it open once more.
Okay. Yeah, this door is actually not stuck. You can just
I rolled 5, by the way.
And you rolled a 5, yes. So you
looks much more impressive that way.
Luckily, it still opens because it wasn't stuck, even though you rolled a 5. Yeah, so
he looks pretty happy and grins at Elda. Like, see that? Yeah, that really worked out well.
You open the door to reveal a set of stairs going up into the darkness.
Gunnar swallows hard and takes a step.
Okay. I'm assuming you guys follow the stairs. They go about 20 feet or so, then they turn to the left, and then they go up another 20 feet or so, turn to the left again. So they're kind of like winding. You can see that in the edges of the stairs, like there's a pretty thick layer of dust. So these maybe haven't been used so often. And after that, you kind of get up onto this. It goes another flight up, basically, another 2 flights. And you end up on a small platform, about 10 foot by 10 foot. And at the end of that platform is a door. So you've gone up, maybe roughly 60 feet up from what you can count. And you're standing facing a door.
Gunnar puts his head against the door and listens.
Okay. You don't hear anything on this side of the door.
I don't hear anything, guys. And he wonders whether if he should kick the door in once more.
No need to kick it. Just open the door for us.
All right, Anna. Always careful. And he carefully turns the handle and opens the door this time.
Okay. You start to open the door, which opens in, and it only opens in like a tiny, tiny little bit, like maybe like a foot or so, and it seems to bump into something. And as you kind of, take the lantern around to peer in to see what it's bumping into, you're looking into this bedroom, and it is tiny. It's like a 10-foot square bedroom, and the bed is so long that it's basically bumped up against the door, making you only be able to open part of the way. You see this bed that's making the door not open all the way. You see that above the bed there's like a shelf with some boxes on it. And if you were to stick your head like around the corner of the door to kind of peer into the room, you see that on what would be the right-hand side of the room, you see another door. And also there's a window on what would be the opposite. Like if you could go directly through the door straight ahead, there'd be a window. But of course,
Uprix, I see a bed, a door, and a window in there.
Yeah, it's a tiny little bedroom. What you want to do?
Well, since we think somebody's still here, we might want to toss the room.
Okay,
right.
It's pretty small. The room's only 10 foot, so I don't know if you all want to get in there at once, or how you want to do that.
How should we open the door? And he's trying to figure it out, scratching his head.
Yeah, I mean, you could get in the room and move the bed once you're in there to be able to open the door all the way, or you could just kind of squish past and you can get in there. It's just tight.
Yeah, Gunnar goes in and tries to push the bed away from the door so that it would open completely.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you can go into the room. I mean, the bed it's small, so you're able to kind of go in there. It looks like maybe even a bed for like a child because it's very narrow, although it's long. And you grab it and you kind of turn it at an angle, and it allows the door to open up more, so it's kind of open enough that people could walk in. The door still won't open all the way. Well, actually, I'm trying to think. Yeah, well, I guess if you turn the bed kind of to the corner, you could open the door all the way if you want.
It's really tight in here. I don't think we could all fit.
Yeah, so the bed itself is has fine sheets on them, like silken sheets. You notice as you're moving the thing around, and the bed itself is carved really nicely, though it's quite heavy, so it probably would be hard to. Plus, you're not here to loot the place, but it's a very nice bed. But there are like silken sheets on it, and those, even though the hallway you came from was quite dusty, this room, the silken sheets look like brand new. They even smell a little bit of like rose water.
Can you see into the bed or into the room?
Yeah, you can all see into the room once he opens it up. So you can basically see, if you're looking into the room, what you're seeing is, well, kind of almost in front of you now at an angle is this bed. It's probably halfway blocking the way to get to if you were to walk to the window, which is directly across from you. Of course, it's dark out. And to the right, you see a door.
How is it decorated? Is there like, ornaments and toys and things like that in there?
There's only this one shelf with a couple of chests on it. There doesn't seem to be any other decoration.
Okay. Gunnar goes up there and picks up one of these chests.
Okay, yeah. It's quite heavy. And maybe you sit it on the bed or on the ground to look at it or whatever. It's as you kind of lift it down, you hear things rattling around inside. Like could be coins or something.
He opens it.
Okay. Yeah, you open it up and you see that this is filled with silver coins.
Hey, this is nice. Maybe we could keep this.
It's a lot of coins. I mean, you could. It's going to weigh you down. You know that if you take it.
Perhaps we can take it on the way out. Anna would like to move over to those silken sheets.
Yep.
And she'd like to fold those up, and she's gonna put them away.
Okay.
Especially if they look really nice and stuff.
Yeah, they're beautiful silken sheets. You would gather that these silken sheets are worth something like 30 gold pieces. They're very nice.
Okay, so she'll take this.
Okay. Yeah, so once you strip the bed down, it's basically just a bed. It's like a feather bed. It's nice. And again, it doesn't stink or anything like it's been rotting over time. It's like fresh. If you were to peer out the window, does anybody want to peer out the window?
Well, we're so crammed in there, someone's going to have to.
Yeah, you can see that it's dark out now. You can actually see the moon is starting to rise. You had gathered that you'd gone up maybe like 60 feet, but when you look out, you think you're like well over 100 feet in the air. So somehow you're higher than you think you should be. But there's a beautiful view of the moon kind of cresting the valley.
This place, must be full of magic. Nothing here seems to have aged a day, though the outside is obviously weathered with time. Oakrix, do you sense any, odd magics around?
Oh, the fountain never got full, even though it was still flowing. The chess pieces played by themselves. We've obviously gone up way higher than we walked. Yeah, this place is cursed, if not magic.
Oprix, do you think I'll be okay? I drank that magic water in the courtyard earlier.
Hope so.
Anna, do you have more reassuring answer?
Perhaps you don't look any worse than before you drink it. So
Feel an overpowering urge to look for the chamber pot underneath that bed?
No, not really. I guess I'm all right then.
You should be fine then.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, guys.
okay, so let us continue on then to the next door.
Yep. Gunnar does the same thing. He puts his head against the door and tries to listen for whatever is moving in there.
You don't hear anything really distinct, but what you do hear is kind of it almost sounds like wind blowing, but you don't hear like voices or anything scratching or anything like that. You hear,
he just says, I just hear some wind on the other side. And he puts his hand on the handle, looking for the others to approve of him to open that door, and waits.
as soon as you put your hand, the door opens up, like almost like magically.
He jumps back.
Yeah, you're looking out into a large courtyard. It looks like it's probably 100 or so feet wide, from where you are to the other end of it. Side to side, it's hard to tell. Hanging like maybe 10 feet above you, covering basically almost the entire what is the sky above you, are these these ropes that are hanging crisscrossed, and sitting on the ropes, covering them, are like so many birds you couldn't count. And these birds are all kind of like just sitting perched on these ropes, just almost creating a roof. But you can see above, obviously, in the room. You can tell that you can see the night sky above you. But there's got to be 1,000 birds here.
Seeing that, he very quietly closes the door and says, "Thousands of birds all around us. I don't think we want to go in there. They're going to poop all over our heads."
Well, the only other place is the statue room, and that's where we entered from. Would we be aware of like secret doors and stuff?
Yeah, of course. You want to look for a secret door?
So she'll say, we maybe could go back to the first room and search for a secret way out. There were those statues there and everything. It seems like a pretty good place to hide a switch for a secret door.
Well, we're already in the bedroom. We might as well search that. Someone would want an escape from their bedroom, possibly. Then we can go back to the large room.
Good point.
Okay, so somebody wants to search in that room for a secret door. I mean, it's pretty small, so we'll say one of you can search.
I'll keep an eye out while you three search. And she's gonna step in the hallway with her.
No, Elda wouldn't be searching. She would stay out where she's at, rear guard. She wouldn't think it's.
I mean, there's only one wall to check because one wall has a window that goes out and you can see, and the other two walls have doors. So, I mean, this room's only 10 feet wide. So there's only one wall to check. So whoever wants to check it doesn't really matter. You all have the same chance. Yeah, you search around for a bit, and there is no secret door that you can detect in this room.
Right. So, shall we go back to the first room? Now, one second. Before we do, you said that when that door opened, it was like a courtyard, but we're like 100 feet in the air, right?
Yep.
So, like, was it just like opening up and like it was like 100-foot drop, or was it like it opened up to ground that you could walk on?
No, there's ground. Yeah, it's a courtyard.
So like basically we're like on a 100-foot tall wall if we walk out there.
Yeah, or just a space, that's carved out. Imagine being on the roof of a building, well, it's like kind of like that, except for those walls around you.
Okay, all right.
It doesn't look much different than the courtyard that you saw below. I mean, it's a solid ground, and there's walls all around. But I mean, you could be on the roof.
So it's like open sky with a bunch of nets, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then sitting on those nets are a good way to describe it. Sitting on all those ropes, basically that are crisscrossing the nets, are just tons and tons of birds.
And the holes in the nets or the gaps are wide enough for the birds to like dive in and dive bomb us.
Yeah, I guess they could. Yeah,
I mean, what kind of birds are we looking at?
A lot of time looking at it. Do you want to open it back up and look?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're looking. So you open the door back up to look, to get a better view of it.
Yep.
Okay. When you do, you are surprised by two men. Well, you might imagine that they're men when you first see them, but they stink to no end, and they actually are using swords, I guess, or whatever, or they have them on their belts, but they just try to strike out at you. So you're being attacked on surprise by these two creatures. So yeah, just you because you're in the doorway. So the first one, 17. That's gonna hit AC 1. That hits you actually. That's actually what they need to hit you. One slams into you, the other one misses. You're gonna take some damage. What's the damage for this creature? Oh wow. Okay. 5 points. So this thing slams into you and you stagger back from its strength, and I guess whoever else is in the room can immediately see that there's these two they seem to be dressed in like the armor of a guard, but as soon as the door opens, you just smell this like rotten stench on them. So what does everybody want to do? So technically right now you got Gunter in this room more or less by himself. The rest of you are in the hallway, I guess, the stairs, or that platform right before it. So you can all kind of see. There's not a whole lot of space, but you can kind of see what's going on.
Gunner screams as he gets struck.
Yeah. So what does Elda want to do?
Elda being out in the hallway is she's not going to charge into that room as small as it is. She's just going to, hear Gunner scream out. She's just going to yell in, get back. I don't know what's going on, but get back out here where we have more room.
Yeah, I mean, not really. It's a hallway. So you're going to be basically, yeah.
Yeah, but see, in her mind, she's thinking that.
Yeah, you could bottleneck them or whatever. But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. So you yell that. You're just going to yell for him to move and stay where you're at. How about Anna?
Does Anna need to grab her holy symbol in order to turn undead?
I'm assuming it's around your neck.
Okay. I know.
Yeah, you do have to have it in your
have
hand.
to-
You have to show it.
Okay, so Anna's going to turn to give her lantern, hopefully, to Oprah. She's going to say, "Take this for me, quick."
I'll snatch
Yeah.
I'll snatch that up. I'll hold it.
All right. Yeah. If Oprah is going to use his turn to do that, then I'll say that won't affect you from turning if you want to turn this round.
Great.
Okay, and Oprah, you're going to take the lantern. And what's Gunter going to do?
Gunner's gonna toss him out the window. Is the window large enough for one of these creatures to be flung out?
Yeah, why not? Well, I mean, the bed's in the way. It's not going to be easy. I mean, I'll give you, but there's a bed between you and the window, and the creature's on top of you, and he's at least as big as you are.
I see. Well, I mean,
You can still go for the wrestling match.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, judging that he's a fighter, he's probably experienced in these things, so he's just going to draw his sword and attack him back. But with his shield arm, he's going to try to only let one of them in. Could he do that?
If you stand in the doorway, only one will be able. None of them will be able to come into the room, really.
Okay.
However, they'll both be able to attack you, but you'll just be blocking the door from everybody else.
Okay. He's going to yell out. It's like, I got the door. I'll attack them. And he's just going to unsheath his sword and attack him while, standing his ground in the doorway.
Okay, perfect. We don't need to roll initiative because they always go last because they're zombies. So magic, which nobody's doing. So, turning undead. I'm sorry, missile, which nobody's doing. Magic would be next, which is turning undead. So if you want to try to turn undead.
Okay. Let's see, that's 2d6, right?
2d6, yep. And
or 6. So she shows her holy symbol and says, in the name of the red moon, turn and run, and roll the 6.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough. 6 does no, it doesn't. No, you need a 7. Okay. Yeah, they don't seem to be affected. They hesitate maybe, but they're not affected. So then melee. So Gunter, you can attack. There's 2 of these things in your way.
Gunner attacks the first one that's, one that's nearest him, and I rolled 17, so it actually hits armor class -1.
That definitely hits.
And he does 4 points of damage.
Okay, you actually slice through this thing. Even though it's it's wearing armor, but it's like pieced together armor, and you just come up with your sword and just cut through it, and its rotten guts pour out as it staggers back and falls dead. I don't know how it falls destroyed. We'll say onto the ground. But the one that's there will get to attack you now. It's like, you killed my brother. Well, it doesn't say anything because it's a zombie. And it tries to attack you. Rolling a 2, so it misses completely. So it swings at you and misses. So we'll go into the next round. What does everybody want to do? Tony?
Elda's just standing in the hallway. She's just, waiting for stuff to come to her.
Okay. Oprix?
Well, I got 2 people in front of me.
Yeah.
So
probably nothing, right?
Not a lot I can do.
Okay. And Anna, you're the other person that's kind of in front.
I mean, Gunner is blocking the door, right? So she can't really.
Basically, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want to just swing with the weapon, that you could get a weapon out and swing at him. I think that'd be fine. As long as he moves, he can move for you. Small amounts of movement are fine.
Yeah, she'll pull out her flail. Like, it's actually a mace because they don't have flails, but for flavor, it's a flail. And she'll move up, and if Gunner allows, she will, swing her mace. Flail.
I'm sure that if you say something, Gunner will move.
Yeah, Gunner's going to duck down.
All right, and you're also going to attack? Gunner?
Well, Gunner's going to attack. I mean, he's not going to, duck down and stay down, of course. I mean, he's going to...
Yeah, you're going to work together. Okay, that's fine. So you're just not blocking the door anymore, but there's only... You're letting space, basically.
Right, yeah.
That's fine. Who has the higher deck? What's your dex, Gunner?
Dex is 15.
About,
9.
Okay, so Gunner, you go first.
I rolled AC 10.
That hits. No, it doesn't hit.
Okay.
No, it doesn't. Sorry, I was looking at the AC 10. Yeah, no, that misses. Aha. Look, I gotta do my math. I don't like that it has both armor classes in this book. It confuses me. Yeah, you swing at this thing, and it, it's got a little bit of armor plating on it, and your sword ricochets off. How about Anna?
Hit AC 3.
That definitely hits.
For 3 points of damage.
Okay. So you smash into this thing, and it dents its armor, and it kind of staggers back, but it's still standing. It's going to come forward. For the attack roll, if I get so you're both standing there now. If it's an even number on the die, it'll be against Gunnar. If it's odd, it'll be against Anna. It's a 17, so that's against Anna, and that's going to hit a 1, which hits you.
Yeah.
For only 2 points, though. You stagger it, and it stumbles back and swings out. It's armed. It has a weapon, but it's not using it. It's just kind of swinging at you with its hands. Okay, so to the next round, assuming we're doing the same things, unless somebody says otherwise. Yep.
If Anna falls back, would this thing get an opportunity attack against her?
No, you could do a fighting retreat, so you can just back up a little bit, yeah. But if you step back, it'll be able to come to the door because he's no longer blocking the door.
Okay, yeah. No, forget it. I'll attack. That's fine.
And also, if she's retreating, Gunnar's gonna come between the zombie and her.
Yeah, I mean, you could try to do that, but now the door's been opened, so there'd be a chance that you could do it, but you can't necessarily.
Now, Anna will go ahead and stay to attack.
Okay.
Do a fighting retreat.
Yeah, you could both do it. Yeah, but like if you retreat back, then the zombies could theoretically get past him. That's all I'm saying.
So Gunnar's gonna attack, right? And I roll 17 again, so yep, that's a hit.
Yep.
Let's see, damage does 3 points of damage this time. Oh, actually, I haven't been adding my strength. I'm sorry.
Well, you can
so that's 5 points of damage.
Yeah. So so you can actually attack when you do a fighting retreat. So you could attack and then back up. Is that what you're clarifying, Scott? So that wasn't that clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can attack and back up, Crystal, if you want to do that.
No, it's fine. I'll just stay to attack. I mean, did he kill it with that 5 or?
No, it's not dead.
Okay, then she's just gonna stay up front. She'll go ahead and try again. This one.
Yeah.
Probably gonna miss with a 8 armor class 8.
That hits.
Oh, nice. Okay, and only 1 point of damage.
That's all it had left.
Oh, nice.
The cleric comes down with a mighty blow, flattening the undead creature, and it falls. As soon as it falls down, and you probably noticed the other one too, there's some of the birds swoop down and start eating the rotten guts of the creatures as they're laying there in the courtyard.
Shut the door.
Yeah, he shuts the door.
Okay, you shut the door. You no longer see the birds eating the creature.
Maybe we should go check out the secret passageway now.
I think the birds are just too busy eating the dead zombies. I think we could just run across them. Run past them.
You think they'll be distracted enough by the free meat?
I don't know. Well, I mean, you're the smart one, Oprix. What do you think?
Hey, Daniel, what was on the other side of that room?
They're usually down on the battlefield where the dead bodies are, so.
Yeah, the door was open long enough, I guess, that you probably would be able. You could ask Anna or Gunnar because they would have seen. At the far side was a portcullis. It is down.
Oh, okay.
But okay, is there something on the other side of the portcullis, or would it?
You couldn't see it from your position because you're looking, over 100 feet away.
Gunnar thinking that
we're on a bridge.
No, you're in a courtyard. There's a courtyard right now. Currently, you're in a tiny bedroom.
Right. I must be confused about what's on the other side of that door.
Courtyard.
I mean, it looks like the same courtyard we crossed before, but it can't be.
Yeah, and he kept telling you it was like being on top of a building, like you're on the roof of a building.
Right, except there's tall walls around you. I'm saying if you want to envision it as a, that it's not magic, you could imagine maybe you're on the top of a building because it's wide. You're looking at like your lantern light is not wide enough to reach the sides, but there's walls all around. But the top's open. I mean,
imagine like a top of a flat apartment building or something,
right.
But along the sides you just have a very tall wall to keep you from.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was confused about what exactly it was. Okay, all right. So no, instead, Hana will say, I guess we should go check that portcullis then.
Yep, and Gunnar says, "All right, I'm going to open the door then. We should really make a run for it, I guess." And he says, "What?
Keep up with the lantern?" She asks the wizard.
Yeah, I can hold on to the lantern. Keeps you. I got hands free.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and then he opens the door and starts running. Come on, guys!
Yeah, you start running with being in plate mail like everybody else passes you. Everybody else is like, you're like slow.
Go around the birds. Go around the birds.
Exactly. Yeah, so you see the birds are eating the rotten dead. They don't seem to bother you. You sprint to the other side where you see this portcullis is down. Let's take 5 minutes though to take a restroom break.
All right.
The water and all that. And we'll come right back.
Take a bio break.
Bio break. Okay, so you sprint across the courtyard, and again, there's like a portcullis here. This one's about 20 feet wide, about 20 feet tall. As you kind of charge towards it, with your lantern and some of the moonlight that's now the moon's up, coming through. Some of these birds have flown away, and they're feasting on the undead. You can see that behind the portcullis is actually a set of stairs. They're beautiful marble stairs. They're white, about 20 foot wide, and they go up, kind of far enough that they go out of sight. So what do you want to do?
Do we see any way to open the portcullis from this side?
No.
Should we have to lift it again then?
Yeah, I mean, this one's much smaller than the other one. So mechanically, you just need a regular open doors at -2. So I think if you all do it, you'll be 1 to 2, basically, total. No, actually, Tony's a +2, right?
Tony's a +2, and I think Elda's a +2 as well.
Yeah, Elda is.
And Gomar.
Gunnar? Yeah. Gunnar is +2.
Yeah, so it's -2. So basically, Bill's have to be. So yeah, you have a 1. You can lift this one. You have a 1 in 4 chance. So I guess whoever wants to roll that, one of the strong people.
Tony, you want to roll?
Yeah, Elda looks towards Gunnar and says, "I'll get this one for us." A 2.
Nice. Yeah. You flex your muscles, and you guys are able to lift it and kind of do the, and then get under it quickly, and then you kind of get around, and then you drop it. I'm assuming because unless you want to wedge something under it, it's going to fall back down as soon as you.
I can put spikes in.
Could. You want to put spikes in?
I'll do that.
Right.
Take a little hammer out and spike it up while they've got it up.
Okay. All right. Cool. You spike it up. Enough that you guys could easily get under it. So if you're in a rush on the way back, you won't have to worry too much about it. And you're faced with some stairs going up.
So we assume the same marching order and ascend.
Okay. Since you're going first, roll a d6 for me, Gunnar.
6.
Okay. You are not surprised. As you come to the top of the stairs, you can see that the hallway breaks off into a left-right, goes left to right for you. It's a 20-foot wide corridor. It's very tall. And actually there's near the top of the ceiling, which is probably some 30 feet, there's lots of openings. Not the ceiling's not open, but the sides of it is. So light's coming in from the moon. So there's actually some light in this room. And as you come up the stairs, you can see to your right, two sets of eyes, and actually because there's enough light, and you see right away it's two more of these kind of mangy-looking wolves. They are about 70 feet away, so they're almost at the other end of the corridor, and they're moving towards you rapidly. So what do you want to do?
He gives up on like trying to tame these things or something, so he just braces his shield and charges back at him.
Okay. How about
with the sword drawn?
How about Elder?
Yep, battle axe ready. But she's not going to charge him. She's just going to, move that way, but she's not going to charge him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's no charge actually in this unless you're on a horse, so you can move your full combat speed. I'm assuming though, since you said that you don't want to go in front of Gunnar because you're faster than he is, so you want to stay together, basically. Is that true, or are you going to stay back at the stairs, Elder?
She's going to stay behind Gunnar, just a little bit because she was at the back of the group, so she's going to probably stay 5 foot behind Gunnar if he's moving in also, though.
Yeah, abandon the rest of the group. How about Oprix?
I'm going to let loose with the wand again.
Okay.
As soon as they get in range.
Yeah, they should actually be in range for you right now. And how about Anna?
Anna's going to stay basically even with Elda and in front of Oprix to protect their caster.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's Crystal's turn on initiative, right? Because you also lost initiative, right, Scott? So roll D6.
Yep. It'll be Yon's turn, wouldn't it?
Okay, roll initiative, Yon. They got a 6, so get a 6, please.
D6. Do I add my dexterity bonus?
You do not.
It doesn't matter. I roll 4.
Okay. All right, they're gonna go first. So they're close enough that they can, especially with you moving towards them, they should be able to engage you this round with their combat movement. Let me just quickly check that, but wolves are pretty fast. So, wolf. Let's see their combat movement. Yeah, 60. Okay, so they can get up right up on you. So they're going to actually the two closest people are going to be well, actually, there's 3 of you up there, right? So one's definitely going to go after Gunnar because he's first. So one wolf attacks you, misses horribly. The other one is going to, I'm going to roll a d6 with it, so it's going to be between the 3 of you, because the 3 of you that moved up a bit, it's going to go after one of the 3 of you. Okay, 18 on the die. 5 would be, let me look at how you guys lined up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, actually, on Gunnar. So both wolves jump on Gunnar. This one hits you, though, I believe, with an 18. Let me just check that. Your AC 1, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, it's AC 0. So it hits you for 3 points of damage. So both wolves lunge at you. One maybe one gets in front of the other one and pushes it out of the way because that one missed so badly. And the other one leaps up and bites into you as you're charging forward towards it. Okay, so now we do missile. Nobody, right? Magic, which would be the wand. Although now if you're going to shoot it, you're going to get your companion. So it's up to you if you want to freeze him or not. Oprix. You could choose not to use the wand if you want. Otherwise, you're going to Gunnar's in the range of it.
He's in the way?
Yeah,
So
he's a cone, so he's got to get hit, yeah.
Yeah, then I wouldn't do it.
Okay, you can just eat it and just pull it back. Okay, so then the melee fighters can all attack. So, Gunnar, you had the highest dex, I think, right? What's Elda's dex?
12.
Okay, so Gunnar's first.
18, that's a hit. That hits -2.
That hits.
1d8, right? For the sword, +1.
Yeah, it's a
5 points of damage.
5 points against the starving wolves. Let me just think. I believe that. Okay. You get 1. Yeah, you cut it down. So probably what actually happened there, since it all happened so quickly and since one missed you so bad, is they came charging at you. You chopped one down as it was leaping at you, and the other one jumped up and bit you. That's probably more exactly how it went down. So there's one wolf standing. that just bit Gunner, and the next highest dexterity would be Elda.
Yep, she'll try to battle axe it. Armor class 0 for 8.
Okay, yeah, that's all. Let me do the rolls. Yeah, oh my god, that also had low hit points. So you that one bites into Gunner, and as it's ripping into his arm, you swing around with the battle axe and chop its head off. So there's basically a head with no more body that's attached to your arm currently, Gunner.
He jiggles it around.
Yeah, and then for a second you're like, whoa, and then you realize that they're dead, and there's blood just spread across the space. You notice too now in kind of the quiet of this hallway after the combat that it's a super tall, like I said. All the walls are covered with these beautiful tapestries that depict wartime and battles. There's soldiers lined up fighting various types of other armies. You see the flags up and all the horses and knights doing combat. You see wizards blasting fire, wiping out entire lands with fireballs that rip across the land. And you see also some slaying of some evil creatures like manticores and chimeras, or chimeras, I guess I would say. Beyond that, at the end of each of these, you're at a T section. About 50 feet down on either side are doors. They are large and they are made of bronze. Both of them, double doors.
Before we move on, Anna would like to take a moment to examine Gunner's wounds and see how injured he is.
Well, he has taken 8 points of damage so far, but he's still standing and he looks surprisingly well. Basically, I got 8 more hit points left.
Okay. Okay, she's gonna stay her staff for now then, because she only gets one chance to use it, and
Well, one chance per person per day.
Oh, per person per day.
Per person per day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then in that case,
Those look badass.
Okay, in that case, let's see. So per person, and it can heal up to a maximum of 7. She's at 6, so that could potentially heal her full up. So I'm gonna go ahead and say she's gonna say, 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and use the staff on myself. And actually rolled for max, so 7 hit points replenish. So yeah, she says the magic word that she's seen her master say so many times before, and kind of holds it above her head, and this magical light shines down on her, and all of the wounds and stuff that you've seen she sustained over the course of the battle all start to just stitch themselves up, and there's still scars there, but she looks much better condition.
Nice.
And say, I can use this. I think I could use this for each of us one time today. Would you like me to help heal your wounds now, Gunner, or do you wanna wait some more?
Well, it may not look like it, but it hurts a lot. I would appreciate it if you could heal me a little bit.
Okay. Well, and she will point the wand at him and say the magic word, or the staff rather, and she will heal him for 5 points.
Ooh, nice.
Cool. So
Thanks, Anna.
as you're doing this, and the healing is completing, and you're kind of feeling the powers of your god kind of coming forth in this place. Probably the people aren't involved in that. So say your name wrong. Sorry, Oprix and Elda. You guys notice as the healings go on, maybe you both start to feel a little bit cold, and you look at these tapestries on the wall, and suddenly from them erupt, the soldiers and stuff erupt as kind of almost ethereal forms, and they start flying through the air, kind of filling the air. They're not making any sound, but they're kind of whipping through the air, and they fly past you and around, and you feel very cold. And then before you could even make a reaction, they fly out through the windows in the top. So a bunch of ghosts.
I will quickly get her, put the staff away, and she'll bring her. She's gonna kind of like grip her staff, and she's not gonna grab her flow yet because or not her staff, her holy symbol, because that kind of trigger her a bit.
But whatever it was flew out the window and it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. It happened so fast. By the time you guys really reacted to do much, besides just kind of look at it, they were gone. It was like you can imagine like hundreds of ghostly figures shot from the walls, and kind of it was almost like you were in a dense fog for a moment as they kind of whipped around you and then just like scattered and flew out of the top.
Gunnar looks at the wand and says, "That's a fair price that we paid. Get that wand away from me." He thinks that maybe the wand was the one that triggered that.
The staff of healing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, Anna just kind of takes a breath. She's already put the staff away, and she's just going to be like, "All right, let's continue on." And she's still just holding onto her holy symbol for a moment, just sort of, saying prayers under her breath as they continue to move.
Okay. Yeah, you could go basically left or right. Both you have an equal amount of distance to travel to get to these large bronze doors. So it kind of depends on which way you want to go, left or right.
Well, Elda, why don't you decide this time?
When you say that to her, she just starts walking whatever the closest way is, and I'm going to say it's to the right.
Okay. All right, so you walk to the right down to these large bronze doors. They don't appear to have any means to like lock them unless they're barred from the other side. They just have these like giant bands of handles on them. They're elaborately carved, much like the tapestries with scenes of warfare.
Yeah, since Gunnar told her, to pick a choice, and she's not waiting for him to catch up, she just goes ahead and opens the door.
Okay. You open the door and you're looking down into a stairwell. And it seems very dark compared to, where you are right now because you have some ambient light coming down. So the lantern, peers down into this much smaller hallway, kind of standard 10-foot kind of hallway, going into stairs that just go straight down into the darkness.
There's nothing but the dark this way. Maybe you should check your side, Gunnar. And
Gunnar just nods and goes across to the other door and opens that one up.
Okay, so that door is similarly designed. And when you open it up, where's the cleric and the magic user at this point? Are you staying at the first door, staying in the middle, or going to the new door?
I was following Elda.
I'll go to the new door with the lantern.
Okay, so you guys are basically 2 on one side of the corridor, 2 on the other. All right, let's see.
We're splitting the party.
Well, I mean, only in a 120-foot corridor. That's not too bad. You've done worse. Okay, this is a room that is about, this new room. It's about 60 foot by 60 foot square. It is well decorated with sculptures and stuff in the wall, like the relief sculptures, I should say. The floor is tiled in beautiful tile, and there's actually 4 more, or 3 more, I should say, of these bronze doors. There's one on each of the walls. So let's say that you were going north, just for the simplicity's sake. There's one, so you're on the south wall. There's one on the north wall across from you. There's one on the east wall, and there's one on the west wall. All basically equidistant from where you're standing. And it's, relatively dark, but because you got the lantern and, you can kind of, you got a little bit of ambient light coming in, I'll say you can see the whole room just to make life easier.
No, there was no doorways or anything at the other door.
The other door just had stairways going down, a stair going down.
Right.
This one has 4 doors, basically.
Yeah, if they tell Elda that there's doors in a room that way, she'll just close her side up and begin to walk over there.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah,
So you guys
once both doors are open and we've had a good look, I'll make a motion. Since they can see me, I'm holding the lantern. Everybody to gather back up.
okay. So you're kind of gathered back up in that room with the tapestries, and you kind of know your surroundings a bit. You've got to the one end, you've got a stairway going down into darkness. The other way, you've got a room that has multiple exits. That seems to be. It's kind of almost like where the lantern light was almost absorbed into the darkness of the other hallway. It kind of spreads out and fills this room in a beautiful way.
Should we start checking doors then?
Let's check the doors now so we don't have to go down the stairs and come all the way back up the stairs just to check them later.
Agreed.
Orders always. You don't think those statues are going to come alive and attack us? Like those paintings that flew out of the wall earlier.
Not until you jinxed us. But hey,
Yeah.
if you need a shot, I'll give you a shot. Hand you the wine flask. It's liquid bravery.
I'll take it. I don't think I'm supposed to drink, but yeah, sure, why not? He walks up there.
You weren't supposed to drink the dirty water either, but
Yeah, he takes a shot.
Okay, so you're all going to enter this room?
Yeah, and Anna will go ahead and start making her way over to the closest door, to the first door.
Okay. Well, they're all equidistant. So you came in from. I'm just going to define it by where they're on the wall.
we got left, forward, and right.
Left.
Yeah, left or right or forward, basically.
Anna will say, "I've always heard tell that good adventurers go left."
Okay, and the rest of you are standing at the other doorway, or are you going to come into the room as well?
We're in the
Yeah, we'll all get in the room. It's a big room, 60-foot room.
Yeah, it's big. Okay. All right, so you go over to the left door. You're just going to fling it open?
We'll watch the other doors while they're open in that one.
Right. Okay. From the center of the room?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, you open that up, and you see a room that is identical in size to the one that you just are coming out of. This one, has the door that you just came in, but in the place of the doors in the other rooms, you see mirrors, like large wall-sized mirrors, almost the same size as the door. So basically, it looks very similar. Maybe even brighter because the mirrors are kicking light back. And so essentially, you're looking into a 60-foot-ish square room with the door you're coming through, which is on the east wall of this room, and on the north, south, and west walls, you see mirrors, large ornate mirrors.
The door she opened, is it just like a regular door, or does it have a mirror on it?
You want to step in and look at the back of the door?
Oh, I'd have to step into that.
Well, because the door's open, so in order to look at it, you'd have to.
Yeah.
I
didn't know if I thought maybe I opened it, towards me. But no, she'll just say, looks like just a bunch of mirrors in this room. And she'll just shut the door because, I didn't think if there's anything important on the other side.
Okay.
Unless anyone wants to go in.
Okay, Gunner, open the north door.
North. Okay.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Yeah, let's open all the doors. If we have to go back to the mirrors, we'll go back. But let's see what's behind all of them.
Yep, Gunner goes up to the north door, opens it up.
Okay. You open the north door. What you see in front of you is a room that is about 100-foot square. It's huge.
Whoa.
About halfway, maybe a little further than halfway, because you never measure and tape out to look at it. In the center of the room, so actually it's probably like 2/3 way back. You see a very large dais with the throne on it, and sitting on the throne is a woman. She has long white hair. She's wearing what appears to be some kind of ceremonial armor. She has a sword across her knees. She is kind of slouched forward slightly, And as the door opens, she looks up. What you immediately see is sitting like at her feet on the throne are are two large wolves. But between you and there, so about 10 feet in front of you, are 4 more wolves. These do not look mangy and sick like the wolves you had seen before. They look pretty darn healthy. And what do you want to do? So let's see. Well, number one, you're not surprised because you were ready to come in here, and she's not surprised because she's waiting for you. So I'm just going to go down the list here. Elda, what do you want to do?
Would we know, though, by the description given to us from our elders that this is probably the woman we're looking for, of course?
Yes.
Yeah. Elda is going to charge into the room then. She's headed straight for the woman because she knows what they're here for.
Okay. The wolves are between you and her, so you will not. They're going to block you, basically.
Yep.
Okay. But you're going to run towards the wolves, basically.
Oh yeah, and take out whatever's trying to stop her.
Okay. How about orcs?
I guess I'm pulling out the one, aiming it at the wolves between us.
Okay, good. Yeah, they're only 10, 15 feet. You can definitely get them. At least 2 of them in one burst.
Since Elda's going straight for the lady, he won't be in the way this time, or she won't be in the way this time.
Yeah. Well, some of the wolves, we'll see how the movement happens, but some of the wolves are going to go after her. But we'll sort that out when the time goes.
Right, running right next to Elda is Gunnar.
Okay, so you're running with Elder? So you're going to run together. Okay. And how about Anna?
Anna's going to be doing the same. She's not even going to give the bad guy time to do her dialogue.
Nice. Okay, sounds good.
Throw a dagger at it.
All right, it's actually for you, Crystal, it works out because it's actually your initiative because Young lost and she rolled a 1. We're going to go first.
6.
Nice. All right, you guys are going to go first. Okay, so technically, so missiles nobody's doing. Spells would go next, which is the wand. At this distance, it's coming out of the cone. I'll say that you can. I'm going to roll D4 to see how many you can bag at once. To make it fair. Yeah, there's only 1 that you can actually get in the cone. It's for the first blast.
One's better than none.
Exactly. So let me roll a save for it. Oof. 18. Let me just check that. I have a feeling that succeeded. Let me just look because I hate to say it does if it doesn't. Wolf save versus spells is 16. It got an 18. Okay, so this you hit 1 wolf and it's very hardy. It does not get paralyzed.
The hair went up on its back, but it didn't stop moving.
Exactly. However, the other fighters are running forward, I guess, to attack. Probably the reason why you can only get 1 is because the other people are charging forward towards the other 3. So, all right, guys. So you're each attacking the wolf. We'll do it in order of dexterity again. So, Gunnar.
Gunnar attacks and gets 3, so he doesn't really hit anything.
That doesn't hit. How about Anna?
Is there any way to run around one of these wolves? I mean, just run around them and
then you could. You're not going to be able to get to. The answer is yes. You could run, but they're gonna. Your AC is going to be -2 because you're basically doing a run, not a retreat. And they're going to definitely be able to attack you before you get to the throne if that's what you're trying to do. But you can do that. Sure, you don't have to attack.
Go for the throne and take the hits, or you can stop and fight them.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's she's not very wise, so she's going to try to run around the wolves and because she knows what their mission is, so she's headed straight for the woman.
Fortune favors the bold. Take the hits and go.
Yeah, exactly. All right, awesome. How about Anna? What were you doing? Are you also running past, or are you attacking wolves?
Anna is very wise, and she knows that if you cut the head off the snake, the body will die. So she will also attempt to move past the wolves and up to the queen herself.
Okay, cool. Fair enough.
Take the hits and go for it. I like it.
All right, yeah. Okay, so here we go. First wolf is going to attack Zelda. Ooh, 18. That's.
If I'd have dropped me back to AC 7 right now, then won't it?
Yep. I'm sure that's going to hit you. Yeah, AC 0. but it's just a regular wolf, so it only does 1 point of damage. That's not bad.
All right.
Second wolf is on the cleric with a all right, another 18. That's weird. I rolled 2 18s in a row, but that's how life is, I guess. 0, that hits you. 4 points for you, though. The third wolf is attacking Gunner, who has regular armor because he's fighting. They got a 15, which hits AC 3, so that misses you, right? Because your AC is 1. And the last wolf is going to charge at the magic user, of course. Because why wouldn't it? It rolls an 8. That hits AC.
We got AC 8.
Yeah, it doesn't hit you at all, actually. Yeah, it needs a AC 9 is 9. So yeah, it doesn't even hit you. So you're able to step aside. Maybe that's the one you shot.
He was shaking off that spell.
Yeah, shaking off the spell, so it does not get to you. All right, so you're running, so you can go your full movement. So you are actually wearing what, leather armor, Tony?
Oh, yep, I got +2 leather, yeah.
Let me just quickly check movement here.
+2, the leather should weigh half as much then, right? If it's magic.
Well, it's not the actual armor. They gave me a armband type.
Yeah, it's an armband. This DM screen doesn't have movement? Why does it not have movement? Well, I might have to criticize this DM screen because it's like missing half the shit you need. Sorry, guys. I thought it would be on the DM screen. Let me just quickly check movement. I believe that you are... Jeez, I'm about to bust out my... counter... Is it under encumbrance, maybe? Encumbrance.
Tell you this, Daniel. I have 610 coins worth of weight, and that makes my movement at 60 because I wrote it down.
Nice. Well, I'm doing the basic encumbrance, but I think you're probably right as well. Yeah. So I'm just doing it by armor.
Yeah, I have BX encumbrance. It's on page B20.
No, I'm using the BX essentials. Sorry, guys.
Oh, okay.
I'm killing the whole thing here. So yours is 60. So you're down 1 base. Oh, so how much is the leather armor if you're on that page?
Oh, well, okay, yeah, the leather.
Nobody's carrying treasure, so just whatever your base.
Yeah, okay. Well, the encumbrance part of that is on a different page, so I have no idea. It's like the how much it weighs is actually on a different page from where the movement is.
Yeah, but I'm not using that one. There's 2.
Oh no, I'm saying I got it. Leather armor is 200 coins in weight.
Okay, that's not what I'm using, Crystal. Forget it.
I'm sorry. I must be missing.
I know you're trying to be helpful, but you weren't listening to me. There's the basic encumbrance. Okay, so light armor is 90. And you're in heavy armor, which is 60. Okay, perfect. And unarmored is 120. So you can move 90, Tony. So I think you can get there if you're running.
Oh, yeah.
Because hold on. Yeah, no, you're 30 doubled because you're running, so you're 60. So can you get that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you're just in front.
All right.
Yeah, because you'd only be 90 for movement. When you're running, you do double your.
Oh, I see what you were asking.
You're doing double your combat speed. Your combat speed is 30. Okay, so you're running towards it. You, on the other hand, your combat speed is 20, so you can move 40. So you're here. Sorry, I'm drawing like a little map here. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4. You're right there. I'm gonna move you guys around to get little minis. Okay, cool. That's the end of that round. Sorry. The wolves that are on the dais stand up to basically defend the woman. They do not attack. But what they do is they kind of get they kind of put themselves in between. And yeah. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry about that slow down, but here we go. We're back at it. Okay, so next round, what do you guys want to do? I'm just going to go in order again. Elda, I'm assuming you're going to try to charge the...
Yep, she's still charging the woman.
Okay. All right. So just so you know, mechanically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her cover based on the wolves. So you're going to have a minus, like we do normally with that. Like the wolves are going to try to block you. That'll factor into her armor class. How about Oprix?
Another shot with a wand. I should get a better shot this time.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, you definitely can only target one because they're all separated. Anna?
Anna's going to stick with the point as well. She's targeting the lady directly.
Okay, yeah, you can. You won't be able to get there and attack this round because you can only move 20 if you're going to actually also attack.
Could I at least attack a wolf this round if I run there?
Only if you're attacking the one that's on you, and then you do it. Then you can only move 10, and you won't get close enough.
Okay, well then nope, I'm just going to run.
Okay. And how about the gunner? Faithfully fighting the wolves. What do you want to do?
Yep, he's gonna fight he's gonna slash at the wolf and then try to catch up to the rest of the party. And
Okay, so you're gonna attack and then try to do a fighting retreat towards the throne. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's roll initiative. Crystal. Oh, the wolf's got a 1 again. Oh, this is the time for you guys to have a good initiative.
4.
All right, you guys go first. So magic goes first. So I'll make a saving throw for that wand blast. Oh my god, 19. Your wand is failing you. I'm sorry. The wolf shakes it off again. Then we do melee, which is going to be Tony's character is going to be able to get into melee. Well, no, we'll just do it in the same order I did last time. So Gunnar, you're attacking the one that's on you. Go ahead.
roll 13, so that hits AC 3.
Okay, do some damage.
That's 9 points of damage.
Oh, nice. You chop it down, it whimpers and falls to the ground. It's not dead, but you think maybe it's not going to be able to do much because of its condition. And let's go. So, Anna, you're just going to run, right? So your only movement. So that means that Elda can actually attack. So she's going to have full cover with the wolves blocking. So that's -5 to your attack.
Okay.
But if
So
you miss
really
the -5, then you'll hit the wolf. So
it'd be -3 because I have a +2. So
right, yeah.
Nope, that's a miss.
No, I'm not even going to tell us.
Well, I rolled a 9, so 9 -2 would be 7.
Yeah, that's it. No, she's got armor on. Yeah, she's armored. Actually, I should probably check her armor class, but since you're attacking her, yeah. And finally, you're just running. Okay, that's the end of that round. Oh no, that's their turn. Okay, so the wolves are going to attack again. So you're right in the midst of the two that are on the throne, Elda. So they're going to go after you. Oh, one rolls a 1 and misses terribly. Oh, one rolls a 20. That's very funny. I rolled a 1 and then a 20.
Ah.
So 1 automatically misses, 1 automatically hits. The damage is 4.
4, okay.
The other ones, so the one that was that attacked you last round, Elda is actually going to go after Anna because she's slower than you. So it's 2 on Anna. 14 for a wolf hits AC 4. That misses you, right? Your AC is 4/5 because you have a shield. So 4. No, I hit you exactly. So Anna gets whacked for 3 points. Ooh.
Okay.
And shit. Well, there's 1 on the magic user, Oprix. That rolls a 9, which I don't think hits you. You are the luckiest magic user. Oh, it's only AC 9 and your AC is 8, right? So it just misses you.
Yep.
And finally, against Gunnar, our best AC person, I think, it rolls a 16. That hits AC 2, so it misses you. Okay.
My magic's not been so strong, but my deafness has.
Yeah. That's all kinds of dodging. Okay, so that's the end of that round. Yeah, what are you going to do? I'm assuming that that Elda's going to try to attack the woman again, right?
Yep.
At this point, they're no longer cover because you're up there. You fought through that, so basically you can attack her if you want. But there's 3 things on you now. Oprix, the wand again.
No, I'm going to expend my ravening spell spot to use the maleficence on her.
Oh, on her. Okay, nice.
It's a melee or a single opponent. So
yeah, you can blast her with it. Sure. Perfect.
And it's fire.
Nice. All right, good. So you're gonna blast that. Anna, you get 2 wolves on you, plus you're moving forward. With the normal. Actually, you're there, Anna. You could actually attack her as well. You're up on the thing at this round.
That's what Anna's gonna do.
Okay. And Gunnar, are you fighting the wolf that's on you?
Yeah.
They took all those hits so they could get up to her. So
Yes, they gotta do it now. Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. All right, Crystal. Let's see if you can keep 1 initiative because you're gonna need 4 for her.
4 for me.
All right, roll again. You want to do
4 again.
Okay, you got it. Yeah, I don't want to do. We could have done the exact one, but all right. So you win again. Magic. So does 2 dice, right?
2 dice.
She gets a save for half, right?
10 points. Save for half.
Holy shit! Wow, she rolled a 3 on the save. I'm not even gonna check it. 10 points. Holy crap. Okay, yeah. That fire blasts. However it blasts from your hand or however you do it, or maybe it wraps around her, and she. You see that she was. You probably noticed. You probably noticed because you're standing in the back. Maybe the other ones didn't because they were charging and fighting. That she was starting to kind of like she had been slouched and she was starting to kind of look and getting like some life in her eyes. And you blast her and she just kind of like falls back onto the onto the throne again. Quite injured, looks like. Magic. So then we're into melee. Gunner, you got 1 on you that's very injured. 1 wolf on you that's very injured, I should say.
Yeah. Let's see. Where is everybody? Are they all attacking that queen?
They're all attacking her. Except, basically, so in the scope of things, standing next to more or less the door is Oprix. About 20. Well, now about 30. Well, you're in heavy armor. About 30 feet in. So about almost halfway to the woman is you fighting the wolf. Just slightly ahead of that is basically on the dais now are 2 regular wolves plus 2 larger wolves plus her. And then your other 2 companions. There's a massive melee up there.
I see. Yeah, he's gonna try to catch up and join that massive melee. So he's
once on you and do a fighter entry. Or you're gonna run. If you run, then you get a penalty to your armor class, but you can get there this round, and you won't be able to attack.
Well, he's gonna finish off the one he's fighting, and then do a fighting retreat.
Okay, perfect. And then you guys are gonna melee, right? So.
Okay, well, I rolled a 1, so that's definitely a miss.
Yeah. Well, somehow I confused myself. Didn't we already roll initiative?
Yeah,
No.
Crystal won.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just need to, I don't know where I rolled. I got excited and rolled it too fast. Sorry. I did it out of order in my head. So spells. Oh, yeah, you attacked. I don't know why this was all being. Sorry, guys.
No.
I had this whole conversation that didn't need to happen. I was just trying to figure out which one he was attacking. So now it's Anna. So you're going to try to attack the woman on the dais?
No, Elda is next. Elda has higher attacks than me.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Go for it, Elda.
Yeah, Elda's going to try to battle axe her. Oh, man, all the bad rolls. No. That's worse than one I rolled before.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, she's not being blocked now, but okay. You swing the axe, and she probably as the fire rips through her, as she moves back, starting in pain, and where you would try to cleave her head off, you chop into the wooden throne that she's sitting on instead. Some gems shatter and roll across the ground. Anna.
The order of the red moon, you shall fall. She says as she rolls a 7 and swings her flail and also hits the chair and jewelry burst everywhere.
So you're saying that you were flailing?
Yeah, exactly.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, you all get extra hit points because I haven't used magic. Okay, so wow, there's a lot of wolves here. So blah blah blah. So they go now. So there's one on the magic user who rolls a 1. Wow, you are like protected by the gods. There's one on Gunner. 7. That's not going to hit you either. The guys in the back are not getting banged at all. All right, so up front, you guys each have 2 wolves on you plus the wolf if she decides to do something. So first wolf on Elda. 4 is going to miss. Second wolf on Elder. 9's going to miss. Yeah, wow, okay, this is going bad now. First wolf on Anna. Oh, that's an 18. That's going to hit you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's 0. Okay, so wolf bites into you as you flail past for 2 hit points of damage.
Ooh, okay.
Probably happy that you healed yourself.
I'm still up. Yeah.
And then last one attacks you with a 16 on the die.
Ah.
That's going to hit AC 2. Ooh, that hits you as well.
Yeah, it hits me as well. 1 point of damage.
4.
I'm dead.
Okay, you drop. Yeah, I mean, being this is the last combat, I'm just going to actually make a save versus death.
Okay.
What am I? Hold on, before you do
20.
Oh.
I rolled a nat 20.
Okay, well, that's good. All right. That's
so
cool.
I come back with 1 hit point, right?
Yeah, you can come back up next round with 1 hit point. We'll give you the second life thing, but it's gonna that little amulet you have shatters.
Okay.
Okay, so you're like you fall, but you have 1 hit point left.
The amulet, the staff, or the holy symbol?
No, the amulet. That way you could read. You get another save if you fail save.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's all the wolves because she is not going to attack because it looks like the wolves are taking you guys out. So she just kind of looks at you. And actually, you notice, Elda, that when the wolves are cutting into your friend, she seems to be getting stronger. Like you can see, like the burns on her from the fire are starting to heal.
Okay.
As the wolves bite into to your friends. Okay, that's that round. Oosh. Okay, next round. So, Elda, what are you gonna do?
Same thing. Try to battle axe her.
I'll try to drop her. Okay. Obrix. That laugh means something.
That means something. I think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I might have to target the melee.
Yeah, it's ballsy. With the spell.
Yeah, with a maleficence.
Okay. And how about Anna?
Anna, seeing how she kind of feels like she's on her last breath, like that amulet shattered from her and everything, she's going to use her Maleficence give up her spell slot to do the magic damage.
Oh, okay, on her or on the whole melee?
On her.
Okay. Cool. So 2 magics. Go. I'll let you go first, Anna, because you might die when he does his.
Okay.
No, we have to roll initiative first, though. Hold on. Here we go. Initiative 1. Jesus, I'm rolling terrible initiative. What's good for you guys?
3.
Did you beat 1?
3.
Great, perfect. Okay, magic first. So I'll let you go first because, like I said, Obrix is going to take you out.
How much is that again?
2 dice, so 2d6.
Okay. So save or 10. So
Yes, okay. So she got
I'll say she drops her flail, I guess, and says, by the order of the red moon, you shall die this day. And she slings her hand forward, and this red ice begins to like a blizzard begins to red snow begins to hit this woman like hell and shit.
cool. Yeah. So the snow is so cold that it's burning her skin as ice forms on her, and she screams in pain. Though she still seems to be, her eyes are kind of blinking. So you can see that she's not extinguished, we'll say, but she definitely is hurt very badly. And Obrix?
I guess the melee would be everybody but me and the wolf that's standing on my side of the room, right?
That is correct.
Is taking 9 points. Save for half.
All right, everybody gets a save or 9 points of damage.
Spell save?
Where's Gunnar, by the way?
What's that?
Did Gunnar reach the...
Yeah, he said you wanted to
nether?
run there, so
Okay.
you were able to run there this round, but you weren't able to attack because you ran.
All right.
It's a spell save, you said, Daniel?
Save versus spells.
Oh, I made it.
Nice.
So half, though, you said?
So
So 4?
Fail.
So take 9 if you fail. She failed. Oosh. Okay, the dog. Oh, hold on. Oh, I got to roll each one of these wolves. Well, I'll give you the choice, Scott, because I'm nice like that. That's a DM.
What's that?
You want me to roll each wolf save separately or one save for all of them?
I do them all separate.
Okay, yeah. That's a safer way for sure. Okay, 13 for the first wolf. It needs a 16, so one wolf fried. Second wolf fried. Third wolf fried. Fourth wolf fried. Fifth wolf, there's one more wolf. That one passed, so it doesn't die actually because 4 points won't kill it. Oh no, that's the one by you. The other one over there is the injured one, so that one does die actually. Okay, so all the wolves go down. She also goes down. I'm assuming Anna goes down. How about any of you guys? Are you guys up?
Barely.
Okay. How about Gunnar? You took 9 points, or either 4.
Gunnar got some healing, so hopefully you made it.
Yeah, Gunnar's okay. He's got 4 points left.
Okay. All right. So all that's left in the room is a single wolf that's on the magic user. So let's see what happens.
Probably going to eat me.
Right. This is it. It's been rolling ones all night. Let's see. No, 4. It misses. Okay. So you guys are at the throne. There's like charred remains everywhere. I guess we're into the next round. What do you guys at the throne want to do? You can see your magic user as being mauled.
Gunnar's gonna run back.
Okay, yeah, if you run 2, 3, 4. Oh no, you're in plate mail, so you can only move 40. 1, 2. It's gonna take you a round and a half to get there. In leather, yeah, it's still gonna take you a round and a half, I think. So both of you guys will get there roughly. The leather.
Oh, I'm not. No, Elda's not going to run towards the magic user. She's standing on the throne.
She's gonna sit on the throne.
No, not sit on it. She's just going to stay there and
Okay.
see what has happened. So
Okay,
she,
yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you're gonna run. You're gonna stay there and watch the corpse basically to make sure that nothing happens.
yeah, she's going to try to. I mean, she probably knows there's nothing she can do, but she's going to go over to where Anna is, and see if there is anything she can do. But
Yeah, did you pass the save, Crystal?
I didn't do one. I didn't. My phone ringing. That distracted me. I just rolled and I rolled an 8, so I'm going to say no.
Okay, no. Yeah, no. So she's -8 hit points. I'll say that's pretty dead.
Could she at least have just like a last touching moment of like handing the staff and being like, "Please return this to the master," and then just like die?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, because she promised the master even if she didn't.
what did we get hit with? What kind of spell was it? Was it like we got fired?
Yeah, fire. Yeah,
I used
wow.
my maleficent fire on the whole group.
Oh wow!
he dropped a fireball, or however that maybe fire shot from the ground.
He basically hit us all with a fireball while we were in combat.
Well,
But it was going poorly.
Yeah, it was.
We were not making any headway.
Yeah, it was probably a smart trick. I thought when you were laughing, I thought, oh, is he going to use the wand? Because that'd be kind of ballsy too. Because it would have got everybody. But if she had made her save,
Yeah, but I could have just got the party and not any of the wolves that way.
exactly. No, that was good. Okay, so okay, and then what are you gonna do against the wolf? As if depending on how initiative goes, all bricks.
I'm gonna have to do a fighting retreat through the doorway.
Okay. You're gonna attack till you're just gonna back up basically.
I'm gonna back up. I'm trying to close the door on it.
Okay, we'll see if you win initiative. Let's. You might as well roll since it's on you. So roll your d6 and let's see what happens. 3 for the wolf.
2.
Oh, okay. It's gonna get a bite at you first.
Now it's gonna eat me.
No, it misses again. God damn, you are the luckiest. 6 doesn't hit you. I think it needs.
I picked the best wolf to fight against, though.
You did. Your wolf is like, it only needs an 11 to, no, it needs a 10 to hit you, and I've not rolled over a 10 yet.
It's the old toothless wolf.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you back up through the door. I mean, it tries to bite you, and then you back up quickly enough through the door and close the door. So we're in the next round. So what is the body? So you were looking at the body on the throne.
Yeah, she's gonna take the sword away from the wood that's next to that woman's body too.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, you grab the sword, and when you grab the sword, you feel it's very powerful. You can feel power kind of racing through you as you grab the sword.
And you have now become the next wolf queen.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The queen is dead. All hail the queen.
Exactly. It could be. Yeah, we'll deal with that in a second. Let's do a quick check here. But what's there? Is Gunter? You're running towards this wolf still?
Yeah, Gunnar is gonna kill that wolf.
Okay. I'll say that it's going to come towards you too, so you can get to it. So you grab the sword. You're on the other side of the door, I guess, Oprix, for right now. So you're probably not doing much, I'm guessing, unless you want to do a spell or anything on this side of the door, or leave. I'm not sure what you're.
No, I'm just listening at the door.
Okay, yeah, smart. All right, so go ahead, since it's basically on you, Jan. Go ahead and roll initiative D6.
If I hear scratching, I'm not going to open it. If I hear banging on it, I'll open it.
I got 5.
Okay, you go first. Make an attack.
It's AC 4.
Wolf's AC is 6. That hits.
Okay.
7, actually.
And he does 4 points of damage on that wolf.
Okay. It shouts out in pain and tries to bite you. And rolls a 5. This wolf is terrible. No matter holy crap. Okay. Next round. I'll deal with the sword in a second, Tony. And unless there's something that you want to do specifically. You're just holding it for now, right?
Yeah, she's just standing up there by that with a sword.
Okay. Like a badass. All right. Roll initiative again, y'all. Oh, 6.
3.
All right, Wolf's going first. Oh, God, rolled an 8. This is the worst wolf. It's actually so funny because it's the same damn wolf. Go ahead, make an attack.
Let's see. AC 5.
Yep, that hits.
And does 9 points of damage.
That's enough. You behead the wolf, and it falls. And as you do, well, probably the only person who sees it is Elda. The body on the throne turns to dust, and you hear a voice say, "Thank you. I am free."
Do I just hear that, or me and Gunnar both hear it?
You hear it in the space. Actually, everybody hears it. So even in the hallway, you hear it. 10. Oh, interesting. So yeah,
And Gunnar leans down and takes a look at that beheaded wolf and says, "Wait, Oprix, he has no teeth. This wolf doesn't have any teeth." And he opens the door. You all right, Oprix?
I'll open the door.
do you what's your alignment, Elda?
Neutral.
Okay. Let me just see how this works, because this is an intelligent sword, and I can't remember if it blasts you. It's lawful. Okay. I think that it tries to take control if you are a different alignment. I feel like they... Alignment difference. Here we go. Upon every use of the sword of the character are different alignments. First contact upon the sword. Okay, oh, actually, first time. Okay, so it's going to try to take control of you.
All right.
Oh, how does that work exactly? Control. A set sword has the personality and kind of to control the person it was. Control check below is triggered by any of the following circumstances. Okay, control check. Determine the sword's will score, the sum of its int and ego. So what's its ego? Oh, yeah, roll it. Oh, God.
That sounds bad.
Number. Ego D12. Oh crap. Okay, yeah, it has a 11 plus 10 is 21 is its will score. Plus the extraordinary prize doesn't have any of that. Add a D10 if the sword and the wheel are different alignments. So it's a D10. Oh, only one. So determine the wielder's will score. Okay, hold on. The sum of your strength and wisdom. Okay, so that's not so bad. So it's 22 for the sword.
In my strength and wisdom?
Yep.
Be 22 also, 17 plus 5.
Okay. If the character has less than full hit points, reduce 1d4 or 2d4 if you have less than half.
I have 1 HP left.
Oh my god, okay, so it gets reduced by 2d4. Compare the will scores. If the sword's will score is higher, it takes control. Okay. You are being controlled by the sword. And you're neutral, and you are destined to do good things. So the sword's not going to kill you or anything. The sword speaks, actually, and it says, years ago, the demon tried to take control of the lands, and only through sacrificing myself could I prevent this. I've been trapped here. The wolves sustaining me by eating the dead. Now, well, she's been trapped because it's not the sword. Now the demon has been banished, and the land can once again flourish with new heroes. Your names will be written and carved into the walls. And the sword says, you must now name me and use me for good. She says to Elda. Elda. So you got to name the sword.
Elda hears this, and she first she sets the sword down against the throne for just a moment as she takes her battle axe, and she goes and lays it down next to the body of I forgot Crystal's character's name, but
Anna.
Anna. Yeah, she goes and lays it down next to Anna, and she says, "You tried your best to help us. You will not be forgotten. This will serve in remembrance of you." And I leave the battle axe laying next to Anna, and I go and pick up the sword, and I go, "This is in remembrance of you, Father. The sword will from now be known as Rodan." And she names the sword after her father.
Nice. Do you want to name your sword as well, Young, now that you've used it in combat?
Yeah, and seeing that, Gunnar holds up his sword and says, "Now that I slew all these wolves, I have become a man." And all of a sudden his voice deepens. It's like, "Now I shall dub thee Toothless." And he nods and holds up the sword.
Based on your kill.
He named it after the wolf.
Yeah, nice. So you have the Sentinel sword, Tony. So if you ever use this character again, you'll have it. That sword, by the way, which you didn't actually get a chance to use it for, is a +3 against undead as well.
Nice.
Toothless. Yeah. But yeah, as you make your way out into the courtyard, you don't encounter any more creatures or whatever as you kind of make your way out. And
we're going to take the body.
Yeah, you're carrying your friend out, so it takes you a little while. And as you cross the moat, you can already see the waters are starting to recede a bit, and it doesn't smell as much. And the sun is starting to rise, just as on the other side the moon sets. And you have found victory, even if there was some loss. So
it's a long sword, you said?
It's just a sword. They don't know long or short and basic. It's just it's a Sentinel sword. It's got a 10. I'll tell you after. I'm going to end the recording.